Okay. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Peter Robot. I'm going to make a push video today. Shooting for some deep techno vibes. I've been working on this genre a little bit lately, making a little headway. Not perfect yet, but getting there. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to start out with this drum kit of kicks that I got from various places online that are just different techno kicks. And start with something kind of knocky, kind of simple-ish. Okay, maybe let's get some percussion, like some bongos or something in here. Get into an audio track and just grab a sample. Go to my bongos folder. Yeah. Okay, now I want to chop this up. So I'm gonna mess with the transients in the box over here. I don't think you can do it on the push, so I'll just describe what I'm doing. Going into the warp section, changing the preserve mode to 1/16 notes, changing the loop mode beneath that to no loop, which is just the right arrow with a line next to it, and then bringing the transient amount down to about 25. A little groove on it. Okay, now we got some choppy bongos. Let's do a bass next. So I just got a basic operator in here. Okay, just gonna record something like that in. Okay, then I organized the loop a little bit in the box. I'm gonna add a little bit of release onto this. Okay, and then next I want to automate in a little bit of oscillator B. First I'm going to change the coarse to 2, and then I'm going to play with the level. I'm going to record in that automation to make it kind of fade in and out. One thing that I've been learning with deep techno is going to go real repetitive, going to play a lot of the same stuff. So you want to automate a lot of stuff over time. It helps develop that kind of hypnotic tranced out sound. Okay, let's get a couple more rhythmic elements in here. Get some hi-hats. All right, let's get some offbeat, like rim shots and stuff in. Let's get some reverb on there. I'm gonna pop in a Valhalla Supermassive. It's a free plugin. Good different reverbs. I'm gonna drop in the preset called Bright Room. Bring the mix down a bunch to like just a couple %, 3 or 4, and then bring the feedback down to about 20. That's nice. All right, let's get a lead going. Okay, I just dropped in an operator again into a new MIDI track. Just have the octave higher this time. Do kind of the same thing as the bass. I'm gonna get into the oscillator B, turn the coarse up to 2, and then bring in the level to get the squanch. Operator's really good for techno. Okay, and then I'm gonna put in an MDD snake next. Rachmial. And so far this song is kind of in D minor, so I'm gonna set the MDD to D minor. I'm actually also gonna put a D minor filter on here. So just go to MIDI effects, scale, grab a minor. I'm gonna go back to the MDD snake and just do a random. Let's do a random. I guess you can do randoms on the push. There are a couple things that I don't think I can set on the push, so I'm just gonna do them in the box and describe them. In the MDD snake, I'm gonna set the notes to not play like the super duper high ones because they're piercing. And you do that by going to the bar at the top of the notes tab and just selecting a portion of that bar, and that will dictate the range of notes that get selected when you randomize everything. So I'll do another random. Try another. It's kind of fun. Okay, so then here's another fun thing. This also happens in the box. So I'm going to set the map on the MDD snake to the level on oscillator B. Gives it a little more shape. Okay, let's get some reverb on here. I'm just going to grab a hybrid reverb. The mix down to about 35%. I'll bring the decay down to about 1.5 seconds maybe. That sounded pretty sick. Let's get a little bit more textural rhythm in there. I'm just gonna drop a simpler in a new MIDI track, and then I'm gonna load in this just a loop of a couple percussion hits with reverb on them I made the other day. I pitched them down, but I want them higher for this. So I'm gonna transpose them up an octave. Then I'm gonna slice them. Bring the sensitivity down so it just gets 1 hit per slice. That looks about right. All right, we'll record something like that and maybe modify it. let's get some effects on that. Maybe I'll do a Valhalla Freak Echo. Schmearp. I think I'll modulate this one in and out too. It's kind of... Okay, also let's take a little bit of the lows out of this just to make it not fill up quite as much space in the track. Grab an EQ8, bring band 1 up to about 100-ish hertz. Okay, and then finally, I'm gonna add in a randomizer to get a couple different hits out of this. Change the sign to buy, and then change the chance to 20-ish. Let's hear that. Okay, I'm gonna get some dubby chords going in here. I'm gonna load up a simpler and get a chord in it. Go to my chords folder. Probably look for a D minor since this track is in D minor so far. Like that. Make the release all the way up. Let's get some effects on that. I'm gonna try to tantra. Load. So dubby. That's the preset insect filter or filter insect on tantra if you're following along. That's sick. Shaker time. Time for shaker. You know what I'm done gonna do? I'm gonna put a tambourine in here because I always use shakers. So let's go tambourine. I'm just gonna grab a tambourine loop. Why not? I want to mess with it a bunch. Okay, I'm going to select it all, quantize it first, Control U or Command U. I'm going to go back into the box and mess with the transients again, change the transient to no loop, bring the transient size down to about 25. Let's try that. Put a little groove on it. It's kind of cool. We'll bring it down about 5 dBs or something. Okay, now how about a ride cymbal? And pop over to my open hi-hats folder. Just auditioning different cymbals. I'll double that up. All right. I think next I'm going to put in a little bit more melodic texture. Do another operator. Okay, this time I'm going to change the wave shape of oscillator A to a square D. I'm going to bring the filter frequency down to 500-ish. I'm going to bring the filter envelope up to 50 or 60. Get that crunchy sound. Let's put some effects on that. Grab a reverb, hybrid as usual. I'm going to dry wet down to a modest amount. I'm going to add a delay. I'm going to carve a little bit of the lows out of this, since it's going to be not the bass, it's going to be like more of a textural melody vibe. So I'm going to grab a EQ8, bring it up to about 100 hertz or so. Maybe a little more. Sounds nice. And I'm going to record something in. Not really supposed to be in the front. Just some textural character that hangs out in the background and adds and subtracts energy as needed. Just rearranged it in the box a little bit, made it a little more cohesive. I think next I'm going to mess with this lead synth a little bit. I'm going to add a randomizer. I'm not going to have the randomizer play all the time, but I'm going to have it turn on during transitions. Also, if you put a randomizer on stuff, make sure that you have a scale filter in between the randomizer and the instrument if you want your randomization to stay in key. Set it to D minor. Bring the randomizer chance up to like 25 maybe. Signature over to, I'm going to call that signature and bilateral, because I don't know what they stand for, but that's what they stand for right now. I'm also going to add some distortion on here. I'm not going to have the distortion playing all the time either. I'm just going to bring it in as I change up the timbre of the synth. Actually, overdrive. Bring the channel down a fair amount when I do that. And finally, I think I'm going to add in a pad. So let's grab a simpler. I'm going to go into my atmospheres folder to find something atmospheric, as it were. Can try that. I like that. Okay, and then one last thing I'm going to do to this simpler. I'm actually going to change this simpler to a sampler, because sampler has better looping capabilities. So I'm just changing the mode to back and forth loop, and having the loop start a second or two after the pad fades in all the way, and then stop a second or two before the pad fades in all the way. And then I'm going to bring up the crossfade, and that way, when we get to the end of the sample of the pad, it just keeps going. Like so. All right, well, I think I have enough parts in here, honestly. I think it's time to do an arrangement. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to come back to you with an arranged product, and we're going to hear how this song sounds. All right, so it's all arranged up. I did change a couple things. I wound up going with a different kick to make it a little more unique and a little more full. That's this guy right here. And I also swapped out the pad sample with one that was a little smoother. And I wound up making a shaker after all because I just can't stop myself. All right, let's hear the whole deal.